Morning, good morning, good morning. How's it going, everybody? If you can hear me and see me, give me a Y in your chat box. If you can hear me and see me, give me a Y in the chat box. All right, cool. We're going to get ready and hop in. If you are on Instagram and you want to join the Zoom, see my screen, etc., go ahead, click the link right there. It's pinned in the channel. Okay. We're going to get ready to go through our morning routine. I'm going to get everything set up. And then, yes, we will talk about all the things that are going on in the market right now. Okay? Because it's a lot going on. That's a lot going on for sure. Okay? Give everybody a couple seconds. Come on in. As we hop into the markets. I will get ready to go through our morning routine. This is just an open live call, free and open to the public. I do these periodically in general, sometimes like once a month. But I also know it's a lot going on in the markets right now. So I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about what's going on. So I thought it would be, a really good time to hop in, show you can still trade and make money whether the market is going up or going down. So find the trend, put yourself in some high probability opportunities. Keep it simple. Data-driven reasons. And focus on the details. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna get ready to share my screen. And we're gonna get ready to hop into it right now. Okay. So welcome to Trade Like the Pros. Today would typically be our private trade club session, but as I mentioned, I'm opening it up to everybody today. If you are on Instagram and you want to join the Zoom and see my screen and see everything that I'm talking about and going over and looking at the algos and looking at the charts, etc., feel free to click that link and hop on in. Okay. Other than that, we are just about to go through our normal, regularly scheduled program. I don't care if it's tariffs, taxes. I don't care. I really don't care what's going on in the world, to be honest, when it comes to these markets. Because at the end of the day, as long as the markets are not closed, and even if they're halted, some market is open and some market is trading. Okay. So for those of you all who are not familiar with trading, the top asset classes in the world, okay, are futures, stocks, bonds, options, Forex, and crypto. The markets that are open 24/7. So crypto is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So literally, money can be made 24/7. The Forex market, is open 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. The futures market is open 22 hours a day, 6 days a week. The stock, bond, and option market is open 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. There is literally always an opportunity to make money. For an example, the futures opened up last night at 6 p.m. Eastern. The market tanked in Asia. They halted trading in a couple of markets. which means they just kind of stopped it, emergency circuit breaker, etc. But the crypto market was still open, and other markets was, and the forex market was still open, and other futures markets was still open. So again, as long as there is a market and a marketplace and people making markets, there's an opportunity to make money. It doesn't matter war, you know, COVID, taxes, tariffs, terrorist attack. It don't matter. The market is, if the market is open, if there's a market open somewhere, you can make money. If you know that that market exists, if you know how to get access to that market, you have your money to trade or you have somebody else's money to trade. Period. Okay? So if you don't know me, my name is Dion Pouncil. I'm a licensed professional trader and investor. I have a Series 3, which means I am nationally and legally regulated to trade and invest. Primarily futures is where I live, and what I primarily trade. I trade all the asset classes. I could teach all the asset classes. I have various programs online over the last 5 or 6 years. I have over 20,000 students worldwide in those various programs, and we make a lot of money. And we do it through data-driven, factual, proven strategies, and we do it through proper risk management. We don't win every trade. We don't win every day. But overall, we are net positive. We've only had 2 losing months since the 6 years I've been running, 5 or 6 years I've been running these programs. And we've outperformed the market in each one of those years. Okay? Men lie, women lie. Our results and the data and the facts don't lie. Okay? If anybody tells you money is limited, they are lying to you or they genuinely do not know. If anybody tells you that they don't lose trades or investments, they are lying to you. You need to go the other way. Okay? If anybody tells you, oh, my win percentage is 100%, it's 99%, da da da, go the other way. Okay? And other people are also just trying to sell you courses because that's how they make money. I make money from trading. I teach courses because I want to help people learn because I didn't come from a traditional finance background. I charge for my different levels of courses because I'm also running a business. We have free courses. We have courses for $27. We have courses for $99 a month. We have courses for $3,000. We have courses for $5,000. We have courses for $10,000. We have courses for $50,000. Get in where you fit in. If you join, cool. If you don't, cool. We're going to still get to the bag. The point is whether you learn from me or whether you learn from somebody else, make sure that the person that you are learning from actually does what they say they're doing, can prove it with results, and that you like their teaching style and that you can execute what they're teaching. That's it. Okay? So today we're going to get into our morning routine. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And then I'm going to talk about what's going on in the markets. Okay? If that's cool, if I have your permission to do that in front of you, give me a yes in your chat box. Give me a yes in your chat box. Okay? All right. So here we go. Welcome to Trade Like the Pros. Today would be our trade club session. I'm opening it up for free to the public. We're just going to get to it. Okay? Now, what we do first and foremost is our disclaimer. I'm going to read it because everybody is not on the Zoom. Some people are on Instagram. So I'm going to read this disclaimer. Trading and investing contains substantial risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than their initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Hypothetical performance results have many inherent limitations, some of which are described below. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally prepared with the benefit of hindsight. In addition, Hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record can completely account for the impact of financial risk of actual trading. For example, the ability to withstand losses or to adhere to a particular trading program in spite of trading losses are material points which can also adversely affect actual trading results. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general or to the implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in the preparation of hypothetical performance results, and all which can adversely affect trading results. The Trade Like the Pros app, course, and live trade rooms are for educational purposes only. This is not a get rich quick plan. Let me say that again for the people in the back of the room. This is not a get rich quick plan. This is a program for you to be able to learn, earn, and return. We are not your investment advisors. And this app, course, and live trade rooms are not trying to sell you securities. You are responsible for your trading, both gains and losses. Trade Like the Pros and all individuals affiliated with the app, course, and live trade rooms assume no responsibilities for your trading and investment results. The information, strategies, how-to videos, and all other features are for educational purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. Look at the app, courses, and live trade rooms as platforms that are teaching you skills that once you learn, you will have the opportunity to produce an income whenever and from wherever you are in the world with the internet connection. The course is for you to actually learn the principles and hopefully teach your family now and for generations to come. As we prepare for the markets, we want to get our minds right first, because everything we're doing is starting in our mind first, okay? So we're going to say the trader's creed. Here we go. I am a consistent winner. I objectively identify my edges. I predefine my risk on every trade. I completely accept the risk, or I'm willing to scale back. I act on my edges without reservations or hesitation. I continually monitor my susceptibility to making errors. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. I never violate these principles of success. Okay? So now that we've got our minds right and we've done our disclaimer, now we're going to go to forexfactory.com. We're going to refresh the page and we're going to make sure we know what's going on with the United States dollar. Now, even if we're not trading Forex today, and this is not a Forex program, it's not a Forex course. However, the United States dollar is one of the top G7 pairs, is one of the top G7 currencies. So that means that it is traded in international trade. So everything that affects the United States dollar affects every other marketplace that uses the United States dollar. So to trade stock, you use the United States dollar. To trade futures, bonds, options, Forex, crypto, you use the United States dollar. So we check this website, and eventually in our total platform, we'll have this economic calendar. Well, we already have this economic calendar built in. We want to know what's going on. So at 10:30, we can see 10:30 a.m. Eastern that the FOMC member Kugler is speaking. At 3 p.m., the consumer credit information comes out. And those are the folders that are for today. And you click over here on this folder, it'll tell you what that information is, why you care, et cetera, how frequently it comes out, et cetera, et cetera. Now, what I'm specifically going to this website to do is I'm going to look for red and orange folders. And you see today, we don't really have any. Now, there's a lot of information and news coming out every day, all day. It's around these tariffs and stuff like that. So anything can happen at any time. But I'm going to see red and orange folders because if you are manually trading for whatever reason, the suggestion is that you get out 5 minutes. If you are intraday trading, you should get out 5 minutes before the red or orange folder and stay out until 5 minutes after the red or orange folder. So as of right now, we don't see any red or orange folders. Cool. So now, because I'm traveling, I'm currently in Miami, I'm not at my office or my station, I'm going to remote into I'm going to remote into my station. I have a virtual remote machine in the cloud, okay? And I'm going to remote into our total platform. okay? And I'm going to first look at the futures market. So we can see here, I'm looking at the NQ, okay? And I'm gonna look at the NQ and I'm gonna put on one of our algorithms and I'm just going to see what's going on in the overall market right now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the 1-day chart. So I can see that this is now the 1-day chart, and I can see that very clearly. I don't need to have no mathematical anything. I can see very clearly, and each one of these candlesticks right now represent 1 day. I can see very clearly the market has been trending down. Red means sell. It's been selling off. It's been trending down. Green means buy. We can see very clearly it's been trending down for the last 3 days. So the overall day trend is down. I don't need rocket science for that. Then I can step down into the 4-hour. So now I'm going to look at a 4-hour chart. I can see very clearly my algo says sell March 27th on the 4-hour chart. And we can see the market been selling off since that. So if I would have just turned this algo on, put the strategy on and implemented it, it would have took a sell signal from March 27th at 20,600, at 20,079 points. And we can see the market is currently down at 17,000. So it would be up over 3,000 points if I would have took that trade manually or if I would have turned that algorithm on. But more importantly, I can see that the market has been trending down since March 27th. Okay. Then I'm going to step down into the 1-hour chart. And I can see very clearly the algo generated a sell signal on April 2nd on the 1-hour chart. And the market was at 18,916. That was on Friday, Wednesday. And the market has been trending down. So it's very clear that the overall market, now this is the NASDAQ, and this is the alpha of the equities. So typically the equities, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and the Russell, they typically trade in the same direction. So the equities are trading down. And typically when the equities are trading down, the bonds are trading up. So if I wanted to go look at the bond market, it's a high probability that the bonds would be green, okay? So, and I'm just going to keep a lot of stuff simple today. I'm not going to go super deep, but 1-hour chart is showing down. I step into the 15-minute chart. I'm just literally just stepping down and I'm looking at the futures because the futures can give me some insight and edge on what's going to happen in the stock market and in the options market and the bond market because the futures has been open since 6 p.m. last night. So people have been trading billions and trillions of dollars literally while most of America is sleeping. Okay, so I can see on the 15-minute chart that it was in a sale from April 4th, which was Friday, and it did just get a buy signal this morning at 4:45 during the London session. Okay, so that's something I'll keep an eye on. And then the 5-minute, okay, is mixed. All right, and then the 1-minute is probably going to be mixed as well. Yes, okay. So we can see the overall longer trend and the trend from the longer time frames pretty much set the pace and tone for the day. So the overall trend is very clear, sell. Now, when I turn my algos on, I let my algos trade fully automatically. Okay. So as we're still completing and building out Total, that's our platform that we own, that I created with the team and community invested, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So now I'm going to remote into another station. Okay. And I want to keep some stuff simple. I got multiple algos, multiple stations, but I want to keep a bunch of stuff simple for you all today. So let me turn that on. Okay. So let's go here. Right. And make sure what we got on. Okay. So this algorithm is going to be set up, okay, and I am going to turn on this algorithm. First, I'm gonna connect to some data. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn on this algorithm, and literally that's going to be what's going to happen. I'm gonna turn on the algorithm, I'm gonna set it, and it's gonna analyze the market for me, and it's gonna trade fully automatically. Okay, this chart is still loading. The charts are still loading. So let's give it a second to load. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm going to pick which algorithm I wanted to trade. So today I'm just going to put pulse on a 5-minute chart because we're, opening this up for the public and I don't really want to overcomplicate things. Okay. I'm going to choose the account that I wanted on. I'm going to select okay. All right. And then now this algorithm is on. So now human Dion, manual trading Dion is done. I have went in, selected my asset class, which is futures in this particular case. I've selected my instrument, which is the NASDAQ. And I'll probably also let me do the S&P 500 too, because a lot of people know about the ES or the S&P 500. So let me duplicate this real quick. And we're just going to keep it super simple today. Don't want to overwhelm, don't want to overcomplicate. It's already a lot going in the market. So I'm just going to put this on the ES, which is the S&P 500 future. Okay, I'm going to keep this on the 5-minute chart. I'm going to keep that same algorithm on, which is called Pulse. And I'm going to turn the strategy on over here. So we can see on the left is the NASDAQ on a 5-minute chart, and the Pulse algorithm is on there. And then here on the right is the S&P 500 futures. I'm going to put that algorithm, it's still loading. I'm going to put that algorithm on. And that's it. I'm going to put that algorithm on, and I'm going to be able to trade. Well, the algo is going to trade fully automatically for me. And I'm looking at the futures. I'm going to go to another platform, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And I'm going to be looking at some stocks and some options. That's it. And if I'm looking at the indicators, decide to trade manually, then when the signal is generated, it tells me to buy or sell, then I'll take that trade. Now, personally, any manual trades that I'm going to put in, I'm going to let the algorithm trade exactly how it wants to trade. Excuse me. But any manual trades that I'm going to take, I'm not buying any trades today, because the overall market and the overall trend of the last couple of days is down. So me personally, I don't fight the trend. Your money ain't long enough to fight the trend. Okay. You can't box with these markets. Okay. My money ain't long enough to fight the trend. Billionaire hedge fund ain't long enough to fight the trend. Okay. Don't do it. I ain't doing it. So any manual trades that I take in front of y'all, just to show y'all some examples and stuff like that today, because I just stepped y'all through the 1 day, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, because all of that is in a clear sale. There's no reason for me as a human to take any buy trades unless there's a catastrophic event that stops the down sale and turns it around. But as of right now, I don't necessarily see that happening. Okay. But again, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen in the market. It could bounce and go all the way up. The odds are, the statistics are that that's not going to happen today. It could, 100%. The chances are slim because you need some type of event. You need some type of, now, what could happen is, sell the, buy the rumor, sell the news. So it's so much news going on about sell, sell, sell. It could be a quality buy day. But from a trend and a statistical and a data standpoint, no, I ain't doing it. Not manually. The algorithms, I don't touch them. I let the algorithms do their thing. So now here in the futures market, the algorithm is set up, Pulse algorithm, 5-minute chart is going to trade fully autonomously after 9:30. Okay, and we'll keep our eye. Okay, so now if I want to look at some stocks and options, right now, typically in my platform Total, which is currently in private beta, and there's a lot of things that we're going to be releasing over the next couple of days and weeks. We have a bunch of people in there using it right now. If I'm looking at stocks and options, I'm going to keep it super simple, just like I just walked y'all through. Okay, so all of these, we're looking at the 1-day chart. So I'm looking at the equity indexes. And the game I'm giving y'all right now, I'm giving y'all free game, life-changing game. If you understand and know what I'm giving you right now, it's literally life-changing. This is a free session. I ain't charging you. You ain't got to join the course. None of that shit. You here. We locked in. The game I'm about to give you, if you can execute and take it a step at a time, a trade at a time, a day at a time, you could change your life. What I'm looking at right now are the 4 equity indexes. I'm looking at the S&P 500 right here. I'm looking at the QQQ, which is the technology index, the NASDAQ. I'm looking at the Russell 2000, which is the mid cap, and I'm looking at the Dow Jones. Okay, these are the 4 equity indexes, the most popularly traded instruments on the planet. I'm looking at them on a 1-day chart. It's very clear that the market has been trending down. What is a trend? Typically, a trend is, I'm not going to get too calculated and nerdy for y'all right now because I know everybody's at different parts of their journey. But let's just say you have 3 candlesticks in a row pointing in the same direction. Let's just call that a trend. Okay. Statistical, 3 candlesticks in the same color in the same direction in a row. We can see very clearly that the market has been trending down. This is the 1-day chart, and basically it's been trending down since February 25th on the S&P 500. It's been trending down since February 21st on the NASDAQ. It's been trending down since February 20th on the Dow Jones, and it's been trending down since November 26th on the Russell. Okay, very clearly. This is the 1-day chart. So just like I walked y'all through futures, I'm stepping down to see what is the longer trend, because the trend is your friend. Okay. So now I'm looking at the equity indexes on the day chart. I can see, yo, it's been trending down. Now, that doesn't mean it hasn't been some green days. It hasn't been some buying days. But overall, it's been trending down. Okay. So now what I'm looking at those same instruments, those same 4 instruments with my algorithm. So the same algorithm that we just seen in the futures is the same algorithm pulse that I have over here on the equities. And we can see that I'm looking at all of them on the 1-hour chart. We can see that 1 hour is highlighted. And right now I'm looking for stock and option signals. Okay. So this algorithm is going to analyze the market and is going to literally generate a buy or a sell signal. Okay. All right. So then I have these 4. I'm stepping down. I'm looking at the 1 hour. And now I'm looking at the 15-minute. Okay. And I can see on the 15-minute, they're also down. Okay. And the market is trending down. Okay. So very clearly, now the market is about to open up in about 45 to 50 seconds, and we will see activity start to happen on the stock market, because we've seen the futures market was already trading. Right? So now all I'm going to do here is I'm going to change each of these. So right now we can see, now I'm looking at one particular instrument. So now I'm just looking at the QQQ on the 1-minute chart here in the top left, 1 minute. On the top right, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart. On the bottom left, I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. And on the bottom right, I'm looking at the 1-hour chart. Now, all 4 of these charts are the exact same instrument, which are the QQQ, which is the technology index, which I said is the alpha from a speed and a direction standpoint. The S&P 500 is the alpha on just kind of overall trading. So we can see the market just opened up, okay? And we can see, look at that gap down, okay? The market opened up and the Q's gap down $18. Sheesh, okay? So a lot of selling pressure. Look at that pre-market right there. And now we in the market, okay? And we see clear sales signal. Clear selling pressure. No signal has come in yet. So we can see the 1 minute is here, the 5 minute is here, the 15 minute is here, and the 1 hour is here. All I am going to do is I am going to sit on my hands and I'm going to wait until this algorithm. Today, we're going to focus on the 5 minute chart right here, top right. I'm going to sit and I'm going to wait until this algorithm generates a signal. And when it generates a signal, if I'm manually trading, I'm only looking for a sales signal. So since it's already in a sales signal, it would have to flip into a buy signal, which I'm personally, manually, human, not going to take. And then when it flips into the next sales signal, then I would enter into a sell side trade. That is all I'm going to do. Period, point blank. Now, some of y'all are going to say, because you might be new to me or you might be new to the markets, where are the candlesticks? Where's the chart patterns? What's a double bottom, triple top, wedge, flag? Let me be the first one to tell you this. Chart patterns are bullshit. They're not real. Professional traders do not use them. Period. Okay? If you don't believe me, do your research. I'm going to give you some people to research. Don't just take my word for it. I want you to research Jim Simons from Renaissance Technologies. I want you to research Ken Griffin from Citadel and Citadel Securities. I want you to research Cliff Asness from AQR, formerly Goldman Sachs. I want you to research Ray Dalio from Bridgewater. I want you to research Paul Tudor Jones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These professional traders, multi-billionaires, are not trading chart patterns. For those of you all, the Dow dropped 1,200 points. The S&P 500 just entered into bear territory. Okay? The market is selling off. All right? So these professional multi-billionaire traders and investors, if they're not using chart patterns to make millions and billions of dollars per day, and for those of you all who don't have millions and billions of dollars, and listening to the random people on YouTube who don't have millions and billions. I got millions, but I ain't got billions yet. You don't use them, okay? I was just live at the New York Stock Exchange twice last week. And I promise you, you can check my Instagram, you can check some other shit that we got coming out. I promise you, there was not one chart pattern being traded on that floor. I promise you. Millions and billions of dollars was traded when I was there last week. I was there last Monday and last Wednesday in real life. And I promise you, there was no chart patterns. So I don't teach it. It's bullshit. And we only teach mathematical, data-driven, proven strategies. So in my program, I teach you the vocabulary, the education, the words of the market, the language of Wall Street first, because we can have the best strategy in the world. If you don't understand the words that are being used, it don't matter. It don't matter, okay? Because if I'm talking to you in English and you only speak Spanish and you don't understand English, it doesn't matter what I'm saying to you. I could be giving you the best, most profitable strategy in the world. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it don't matter. So we start with the vocabulary. Because this world of finance is literally like a whole nother language, okay? So then after I teach you the words and the vocabulary of Wall Street, then I teach you the overall fundamental approaches of the market. Okay. After I teach you the overall fundamental approaches, then I teach you the strategies, the data-driven strategies. I teach you the mathematical formulas. Literally, not only do I give you the strategy, I give you the mathematical formula so that you can actually prove the strategy for yourself. Not taking my word for it, not depending on a chart, not depending on anybody randomly that you talk to. Because what I want you to do is I want you to be able to be sufficient, self-sufficient for yourself. Okay. So right now, because everything is selling off and is red, I'm going to turn all 4 of these to the 5-minute chart. So we'll look at the S&P 500. We'll look at the NASDAQ. We'll look at the IWM, which is the Russell mid cap, and we'll look at the Dow Jones. We're going to look at it all on the 5-minute chart. Okay. Because right now, all of them are in a sell-off. Can I look at other instruments? Can I look at stocks? Can I do all that other shit? Yes, I can. Right now, today, we're just going to keep it super simple because I want to teach slightly and I want to give people the opportunity to make some money in this live session, completely free. Okay. If we trade, cool. If we don't trade, cool. It is what it is. But right now, I want to be able to give y'all some real game because there's a lot of bullshit out here and it's a lot of things going on in the market right now as well. So I want you to be able to be educated and informed off of truth. I ain't trying to sell you nothing. I don't need your money. I want you to learn. I want you to know for yourself right now. If you decide to join the program, cool. If you feel like, man, he keep it a buck, I can learn from him. Cool. Then, you can join. TradeLikeThePros.com. Real simple. Right? But truth and data and factual things is what you should be making your educated, informed decisions off of. Not your emotions, not somebody randomly you watching on YouTube that ain't proven, not some random Joe on the street that's panicking and selling all their assets. Okay? Real life. Now, again, we're just going to sit here. If these indicators, if these algorithms generate a buy signal and you want to take that buy signal, by all means. I'm personally not taking a buy signal today. So what that means is that at some point, this is going to have to flip and go into a buy signal, which I personally am going to ignore from a human trade. And then when the next sell signal comes in, I'm going to hop in. Okay? If that happens between now and 11 a.m., cool. If it don't, cool. It is what it is. I'm not pressed. Okay? Let's talk about, excuse me. As from a trading standpoint, I'm done. I turned the algorithms on. If it generates, I turn the algorithms on, they're going to trade fully automatically for me in here. Okay, so we can see the futures. These algos are going to trade for me fully automatically. Hands off. I don't have to do nothing. So they're waiting for the next signal, which will be a buy signal, and they will take that because they trade every signal to signal. That's what they're programmed to do. Okay. And everything is back tested, and I believe in my algos, and I put real bread in my algos, so I'm Gucci on that. But as I'm talking to you all, and I'm manually trading, I'm human trading. The S&P 500 dropped 3.5% at the open, and it's on the brink of entering the bear market. That was just a notification I got from Bloomberg. Okay, so if the algos trade, cool, hallelujah, holla back. It is what it is. Here with me talking to you all and manually trading as a human, I'm only going to take sales because the data tells me right now the trend is down. I don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that the market is selling off. I don't need that. I don't need high level super finance, bro. Okay, it's real clear. It's a lot of red. It's not that much green. Okay, all right. So now let's talk about what's actually going on in the market right now today for the last couple of weeks and, last quarter. Okay. So 2025, there's a new president, there's a new administration. So with new administrations and new presidents comes new policy and new regimes. So right now, no matter who's the president for the last couple terms, the United States is in debt with trillions of dollars. trillions with a T. Okay? Consumer spending is relatively off. The lower and middle class is being destroyed. Okay? The richest are getting richer and the wealthier are getting wealthier. And the wealth gap between lower middle class and rich and wealthy is widening at an exponential rate. Okay? And the rich and wealthy, outside of their philanthropic efforts, don't care. I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all. Like, nobody's coming to save you. And the rich and wealthy, for sure, only care about building more riches and more wealth for their family and their bloodline for themselves. They don't care if you make money or not. They don't care if you crack the code and get out of the matrix. They don't care. Trade war, tariff war, terrorist war, taxes, economy, they don't give a shit. Okay? Let's just be super clear. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm from Inglewood. The corners of Inglewood have looked the same my entire life. I'm 37. I just turned 37 in March. So if we take 37 divided by 4, that's 9 times. 9 goes into 36 4 times. Okay? So there's been at least 9 presidential elections during my lifetime. And the hood looked the same. It ain't changed. White president, black president, Republican, Democrat, it looked the same. Period. So, yes, there's a new president. You like him, nobody cares. You don't like him, nobody cares. The market is still going to do what the market going to do. Okay? The president don't care about your chart patterns. The economy don't care about your chart patterns. The market don't care about your feelings. The market don't care where you're starting at, who your mama was, who your daddy is, what race you are, what gender, what creed, what sexual orientation. The market doesn't care. What we need to do as humans, as a people, as the culture, as Black and brown people, who I'm talking to specifically, I got people from all races in this program. I support everybody. I don't care about all that shit. But if you are Black and brown and you are specifically trying to trade and invest, you need to get your shit in order now. Because the market is in turmoil and AI is replacing jobs at light speed. So if you don't have a trade or a skill set where you can make money independent of a corporation and independent of a job, it's going to get real ugly real fast. And I'm not saying that to scare you or fearmonger you. I'm saying that to you because maybe somebody in your life ain't telling you the truth about what's really going on right now. We are in the middle of the greatest and largest wealth transfer in history. The baby boomer generation and Generation X are handing down trillions of dollars to the millennial generation and Generation Z and Generation Alpha. The biggest wealth transfer in history is happening right now. And if you are not positioned to grab a piece of that, or you're not positioned to where your family is handing down generational wealth to you, nobody's going to care. Because we live in a capitalistic society and everybody is out for themselves. First, you may have some people who are philanthropic and want to help and want to serve to a certain extent, but you can't help from an empty cup. Okay? So you got to get your bread up first. You got to take care of yourself first. You have to take care of your family first. Then you can help and serve. But if you broke, you can't help another broke person. It just, the math don't math. Okay? It don't make sense. Dollars or common sense. So whether you learn how to trade or invest is up to you. But as for me and my house, we definitely gonna trade and invest. We're gonna put our money to work for us. We're not gonna trade our time for money. And we're not gonna trade our energy and our physical working efforts for money. We're gonna use our mind to learn. We're gonna develop this skill set of trading and investing and risk management. And we're gonna put our money to work for us. I don't care where you starting at. I started my first live trading account with $1,500. I don't have a college degree. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm from a single parent home. And I have made over 8 figures. If I can do it, you can do it. The market is open 24/7. The internet is free. I don't care if you ain't got no phone. I don't care if you ain't got no computer. You can go to the library. So the market is open between 8 hours a day and 24 hours a day. The internet is free. And a lot of these platforms, you can start trading for free. In the sim, using fake money to practice and get good and develop your skill set, and then bet on yourself and get after it. We are in some of the greatest technological times of our lives, and it's only the beginning. Okay? All right. So, thank you for that. Yeah, it is over there on the ES. Okay? So, so that's kind of a brief synopsis. So now let's talk about what are tariffs, because that's the hoopla of the day right now, of the week, of the month so far. A tariff is simply just a certain tax put on import and exports. That's it. So everything that happens in the market, everybody, is neutral. How you receive that information, how you perceive that information, what you believe about that information, and what your biases are dictate how you receive that information as positive or negative. But information is just neutral. Information is just information. It is what it is. Okay, we can see some buying pressure coming into the market here. If I go in here and look at the 1 minute chart, we can see the 1 minute chart has started to turn around and trend up. Cool. I wanted to trend up. I wanted to go and generate a buy signal, use all that little buying energy, and then turn around. That's what I'm personally sitting here waiting on. Okay, so information is just neutral. Okay, research information theory. Okay, so information is just neutral. How you receive it based off where you are in your life, your experiences, and all that is how you're receiving it positively or negatively. Okay, so a tax is just a tax. A tariff is just a tariff. It is what it is. Now, why are people receiving that negatively? So when a tariff is implemented, what is happening is the prices of which a import or export is being taxed increases. So if the taxes and the cost of doing business goes up, then the company has one of 2 decisions to make. They can either bite the bullet and pay the extra fees and don't pass those fees and charges off to the consumer, or they can raise their prices so that they can keep their margins, and that means that they pass on those extra fees to the consumer. That's what a tariff forces business owners the decision to make. If that makes sense, give me a T in your chat box. That's all a tariff is. Okay? It's a tax and it's specifically on importing and exporting for international global business. Okay? It is what it is. Tariffs are not a bad thing. Tariffs are not a good thing. Tariffs are just tariffs. Okay? Now, the current president and the current administration comes in and like, yo, America, we ain't really number one right now. So I know a lot of people feel a certain type of way when they see the MAGA hats and the Make America Great shit again, all of that. I don't care about that. What they're saying, if you remove the message from the messenger, what they're saying is America ain't number one right now. And that's a Snapple fact. We ain't number one in a lot of the shit that matters in the world. And although America does very good marketing, like America's great and America's number one and we're the best in the world, if we just keep it a buck, we're not. We ain't number one in technology right now. We was number one in AI, but then that's starting to get disrupted. We're not at number one in finance. Well, we're number one in finance, but we're not number one in education. We're not number one in healthcare. We're not number one in crime versus safety. We're not number one in divorce rates. We're not number one in a lot of shit. If we just keep it a buck. Okay? So what a tariff is this administration is saying, yo, there's been a lot of import-export taxes put on America just because we're America, and the fees that y'all charging us is out of pocket. So y'all gonna either lower y'all tariffs, or we gonna match y'all tariffs or raise our tariffs. And if y'all don't budge by this date, we finna increase them. So he gave the world like a month. My man came in with the clip, like, yo, if y'all don't change this, we about to charge everybody. Nobody in the world budged. They thought he was bluffing. He like, okay, bet. So last Wednesday, he like, y'all think I'm playing? We finna raise these tariffs. So initially, the market tanked. Why? Because there's a lot of American companies that do business offshore. China, Taiwan, Thailand. Nike, for an example, their stock tanked. So you have to ask yourself, why did Nike stock tank? Why did Apple's stock tank from these tariff announcements? Well, where does Nike and Apple make a bunch of their products? Offshore, in China. So if the American president does an executive order to raise the import-export taxes between a country that you do business with, that means that your cost of goods, your cost of doing business increases. So if your cost of doing business increases and you haven't raised your prices of your product yet, that means that your profit margin starts to slim and starts to decrease. So that means that if your profit margin starts to decrease, that means that your profits and your shareholder equity begins to decrease. And who owns the shares? The equity owners who own the stock. So it all has a trickle down effect. If the profits are affected, then the equity is affected. And if the equity is affected, then the stock price is affected. So if the stock price is affected, and I believe that the market is going to go down, so if I believe that the market is going to go down, I need to sell. And that is what happened. And that has happened across multiple companies in the S&P 500 and in the NASDAQ and in the Dow Jones and in the Russell all at the same time. So that happening across the market all at the same time with all of those reactions triggered the market to sell off. And then you got that initial sell-off from that information and from that data. And so what has happened, so one of my algorithms just generated a buy signal, which I'm not taking, okay? So now we're starting to get some buy signals come in because we see this buy pressure coming in, which is cool. If you want to take that buy signal, you can. I'm personally not. Manually. Now let's see if my algo took it. Okay, so look at that turnaround. So there is a lot of buying pressure coming in the market, and the algos, let's turn it on here. The algos may generate buys soon, and you'll be able to see them trade fully automatically. So then that initial selling starts to happen, and then it's selling off very drastically. So then you see people's long-term investment portfolios go red, and they're down 5, 10, 20, 30%. So then it starts to trigger fear and panic selling in the market. So then you have a lot more selling, and the selling starts to pick up, and it starts to avalanche because you all have misinformed people or people who are just panic selling because they see they up $1,000 or $1 million or $10 million, and they see their profit starting to shrink. So they start selling. But what you have to understand and you have to realize is that that investing and trading are different. Investing is bigger picture long term. Investing is 1 year, 5 year, 30 year, 50 year, 100 years. Trading is 1 year or less. And so what has happened, especially in our community, right now, trading and investing is hot. It's a buzzword, right? People making money from it. It's hot on the internet. People stunting, making a lot of money here and there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trading. But investing only been hot in our community since COVID, if we just keeping it a buck, okay? It's only been popular and in a buzzword for the last 5, 6 years, okay? But that's not long-term investing. Long-term investing is generational wealth. 5 years, everybody, ain't a generation. So what's happening is you have people who've just been in the game for the last, even call it 10 years, for the last 5, 10 years, and they're seeing their investment portfolios down because the market been in a bull run for the last 5 years since COVID. It's been going up. And before COVID, it was going up. So right now we're in a correction, right? And we might be in a bear market. It is what it is. But 5 years is a blip on the calendar for generations of wealth. It don't even really register. You losing a day, week, month, or year shouldn't affect your long-term investment approach, long-term investment portfolio. But because we have a lot of people that's relatively new to the game and they don't know the fundamentals and they don't know what's really going on, they just panic selling. And the rich and wealthy, we just buying the shit up strategically through dollar cost averaging, or we're waiting for certain bottoms to happen in these markets, and we're going to buy blue chip quality companies. That's it. Because if I believe in Apple, and I believe that Apple is going to be around for the next 30, 50 years, and Apple right now is on sale for 30% off, I'm licking my chops. I'm rubbing hands like Birdman. Run that bag. Because I'm getting into it because I'm playing for forever. I'm playing for the long game. My long-term investment portfolio, I don't even think about it. I just keep buying, and I'm thinking about just handing that off to my bloodline. Now, investing and trading that I'm doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yes, I'm looking at, 1 day, 1 week, 1 hour, 4 hours. I'm looking at shorter time frames. But for my investment portfolio, I'm just buying it and I'm just holding it, and my entire approach is handed off to my kids. Because I'm only focused on blue chip quality stocks. I'm not penny stocking it. I'm not meme stocking it. I'm not betting the house on one instrument. I'm building a diversified portfolio of quality blue chip stocks, and I'm planning it for the bigger picture long term. That's a completely different mental approach between investing and trading. If that makes sense, give me a Y in your chat box, okay? Because it's different approaches to the game. Investing has an approach, trading has an approach. If that doesn't make sense, feel free to ask a question, hop up on the mic, ask a question, type your question in the chat box. Feel free, right? Because we're here, we're just chopping it up. All right, a lot of buy signals coming into the market from some of my other algorithms. I'm not taking no buy signal right now. I'm just not doing it. The data doesn't support me doing it. And even let's just say today is the turnaround for the market and it goes on a bull run for the next year. Then I want the data to support that. Right now, I just showed y'all the data for the last month and a half is down. Have I made money on the upside in between then? Yes, because there was different data saying, hey, there's some data to support some buying right now. Right now, unless you're buying for your long-term investment portfolios through just dollar cost averaging right now, for an investment standpoint, there's no data to buy. Unless you're saying, I have a data-driven reason, I believe that this is a bottom, or I just want to get in at this price for some dollar cost averaging. Those are the only two reasons that anybody should be buying right now. Unless, from an investment standpoint, unless you are trading. If you are trading, meaning you're looking to get in today, out today, or in today and out in the next couple of days, and you have a buy signal from your trading approach, by all means, do your thug. Okay? As for me, and what I'm about to do, I'm not buying. Okay? So hopefully a lot of that is making sense. So tariffs, the big buzzword right now, are not bad. They just are what they are. And American companies are going to have to make educated business decisions. And what the administration is trying to do is trying to get American companies to do things in America to create American jobs and do things for American people and to minimize their dependencies on third-party countries. And simultaneously, they're trying to get export or importers from other countries to lower their tariffs and give us better pricing. Now, whether you like the administration or not, I don't care. But from a business standpoint, from an economy standpoint, and from a macro standpoint, this is actually what the country needs because we are trillions of dollars in debt. A lot of our biggest companies export and import their stuff from third party, from other countries. And right now, also, the other thing that a lot of people are not talking about right now is a lot of American debt is coming serviceable this year, meaning they got to start paying back some of them loans. And if you're going to pay back a loan and you have to pay the loan with the United States dollar, and the United States dollar has been strong and valuable, that means that you're going to have to pay more money. Well, if I got to pay billions of dollars and trillions of dollars, wouldn't I want to bring the value down first so that I can pay less money? So my personal opinion, based off of data and research, is that they are tanking the market on purpose so that they could bring the value of the dollar down temporarily so that they could pay less money as these bonds and as this debt is coming serviceable. That's my personal data-driven thought. Okay? So Ferg said, when would be the time to buy the bottom to invest long-term? Nobody can dictate the bottom. Nobody can forecast the bottom, the actual bottom. And you don't need to forecast the actual bottom. What you need to do is you need to have a data-driven proven strategy that I can identify with a high probability of success that this is where the market is starting to turn around. And from an investment standpoint, you don't need to catch 100% of the move to make money. You don't need to catch the absolute bottom. And when you try to do that, people would catch what's called a falling knife. That's what they call it in the industry. You're trying to find the bottom, and you catching it. You see my algorithm just got into a buy side trade fully automatically, okay? And we can see that we already up we were just up $1,000, okay? Now the algorithm is going to do what the algorithm is going to do. So it's risking 100 ticks at $10 a tick. So it's risking $1,000. And then when it goes $2,000 in my favor, it'll start adjusting and locking in profits, okay? So you can see this algorithm is trading. It took a buy signal. I told y'all there was a lot of buying pressure coming into the market from here. All right, so we see we just hit $2,000 of profit. We had $3,000 of profit, and now we got at least $2,000 locked in, okay? So again, you can make money whether the market is going up or down, cool. And we just got stopped out, and we just made $2,500. Y'all can see that. The algorithm just made $2,500 fully automatically right in front of you while I'm talking. And what was that, about 30 seconds? $10 a tick, fully automatically. It just made $2,500. So also, if you see me online and y'all hear me talking about how I can help you be in a position to make $1,000 a day, that's light work, everybody. But I know if you randomly come across this dude on the internet talking about he can help you make $1,000 a day, I know anything over that number, even though $1,000 a day for a lot of people seems unbelievable. Well, we just made $2,500 in 30 seconds. Okay? Men lie, women lie, real life results don't lie. Okay? Cassidy says she made $400,000. She made $4,000 with the algo today already. Congratulations, Cassidy. Drop it in the win chat. If you have never joined, you can join our free Discord. It's absolutely free. I'll drop the link in the Zoom chat. Let me give you all, so you can see here's the wins channel. You can go in here, DM people. Look, Cassidy said she made $4,000 today before 9:48 a.m. Congratulations, Cassidy. Okay, so I'm gonna get this link. You can join the free Discord. Get in there, see if it's real. Ask some people, hey, is this shit real? They really doing this in real life? Y'all really making this money? Okay. I'll drop it in the chat. Y'all can join the Discord for free. Get in there, check the wins chat. Again, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, there you go. If that's your profit target for the day and you just made that 250 ticks, go on about your business. You ain't got to trade no more. Okay. You done for the day. Right? Remember, trading and investing is different. So that algo just made $2,500. Cassidy has already made $4,000 with her algo from our program. And it's 10:08 in the morning. Okay? I don't know about you, and I don't know how much money you make per day, per hour. But I promise you, you work harder than what we just did. Okay? So you see that little buying pressure came in? Cool. So now I'm waiting for the next sales signal, personally, on a manual standpoint. So I wanted you all to see the algorithm. The algorithm is going to continue to trade. It's going to do its thing. I'm just waiting over here for some sales signals over here. Okay, and I'll just keep answering y'all questions. So feel free, you can drop them in the chat or hop up on the mic. And if you want to join the free Discord, go ahead. Okay? All right. So I answered the other question. You can't really, nobody can predict the bottom. Nobody can find you a data-driven strategy with a high probability of success to show you when the market is turning around, and then find the trend and go with the trend. You don't need to catch the bottom to make money. Okay? Jason said, thank you, Dion. There are millions and millions of our people who need to hear this breakdown and explanation on tariff. Yeah, my pleasure. Free game. Call it Free Game Monday, right? I usually do Free Game Fridays, but I felt the same way, Jason. Like, our people needed to understand and hear truth and hear the breakdown, and also hear it in words and in terminologies that they can understand, right? Because everybody can't really break it down and talk to us like us, right? So if you need a hood analogy, You need a street analogy. You need some paper analogy. You need a money analogy on these. Holla at me. I got you on that too. You know what I'm saying? I can give it to you super corporate, super Wall Street, and I can give it to you Main Street, real street too. All right, first said thank you. Looking to hedge TSP and Roths. Totally understandable. About these retirement accounts, everybody. First and foremost, you need to know what's going on in your retirement account. You need to know how much they are charging you. What are the fees they are charging you to manage these retirement accounts? You need to understand if it's self-directed or not. You need to know if you have some say or some input versus just putting it on auto pay and just letting these people manage your money. Because just because they work on Wall Street don't mean they are a successful trader and investor either. Let's just be very clear on that. So everybody don't outperform the benchmarks, and these are the benchmarks: S&P, the QQQ, IWM, and Dow. Everybody don't outperform. I gave away our 2024 picks last year. We did 42%. I gave it away for free. This year, I gave our 2025 picks away for free. Now, obviously, the market is down. So it's overall down, but we only in the beginning of Q2. So it is what it is. So look at all of this buying pressure that's coming into the market. Totally fine, totally cool. If you are in there and you got a data-driven reason to get in there, okay. So we see, I wasn't even on this channel, and we could see the S&P 500, shit, is up 500 ticks. We have $12,000. A lot of buying pressure came in while I was just talking. Was this some news that just came out? No, the news ain't coming out till 10:30. Hey, a lot of buying pressure just came in. We up $14,000. We can see the algorithm trading fully automatically and got a lot of that locked in. Cool. Hallelujah, holla back. Wonderful. Now, keep in mind, this is really good that the buying pressure is not good. It is what it is. If you're in the buy side trade for you, it is good. But this buying that's coming in, okay, cool. So it got stopped out and we just made another, let's call it $13,000. Fully automatically. I don't know what to tell y'all outside of men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Okay? There you go. Y'all see me talking with my hands. We wasn't even on this screen. And I seen some buying pressure come in over there on the stock. And I'm like, the future's probably doing the same thing. We just made 15 bands. It's 10:12 in the morning. Most people ain't brushed their teeth yet. We do this in real life over here. And I've taken you through the same step-by-step approach that we take every day. Now, the algo has made money when the market has went up today so far. If and when a sell signal comes in, I'll take it. And I will show you that we're making money on the downside as well. Trading and investing, you can make money whether the markets go up or go down. So there's no need to be fearful if the market is red or if the market is selling off, because we can make bread. Again, whether the market goes up, pay me. Whether the market goes down, pay me. I don't care. I'm not a bull. I'm not a bear. I'm a winner. Run that bag. That's all I care about. Okay? Do you want to be right or do you want to be profitable? That's what you got to ask yourself. Okay? Cassie said she made that off the motion algo. Congratulations. Chris Tate said, how do I plug into this? So I just dropped the free Discord. You can get in there and, you know, we got free stuff in there, free resources. And I give out free signals occasionally. And then if you want to join the Trade Like the Pros program, we have courses from $27 7-day funded trader challenge. We have $99 a month monthly subscriptions. We have a 3K program where I teach you fully how to trade futures with your money or other people's money. We have a 5K program. We have a 10K program. We have a 50K program. Get in where you fit in. And then if you have $100,000 and you're an accredited investor, then you can become a client of my hedge fund. Also, I will never reach out to you first about asking to trade for you. I don't do it. I won't do it. I'm licensed. I can't do it. So if you get a fake page or a message from somebody saying, hey, I'm Dion, let me trade from you, it's a lie from the pit of hell. It ain't your boy. Okay? I've talked to Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp and Discord and all these fucking platforms about these fake accounts. There's nothing I can do about them but tell you, I will never DM you first asking to trade for you. I don't need your money. Okay. If you join the course, cool. If you want to become a client of my hedge fund, cool. But I'm never reaching out to you first, asking you to trade your money. It ain't gonna happen. Okay. All right. Tiffany Shelby said, what's the best prop firm to join for algos? I can't tell you what's the best prop firm. I can only tell you what prop firms we use and that have paid us. And right now, that has been Apex for like the last 3 years. We also used to use One-Up Trader. But primarily in the prop firm stuff, when we get to that part of the course, we use Apex. Okay. Is that the best? That's a subjective bias answer. I don't care about that. I care about who paid me, because there's a lot of prop firms out there that don't pay people. So we've used them. They pay our people. Our people have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Dow just turned positive. S&P 500 rises. Okay, a lot of buying pressure. I don't care about none of that. The data, I don't care about none of that right now today. Cassie said made like $100 off the options also. Congratulations. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Clem says, you don't have the motion algo anymore. What is similar to that? I do have it. It's just not available to anybody that didn't get it in that program. So Saturday, this coming Saturday, I'm releasing our new program. It's called Trade Like the Quants. So it's going to be a hybrid of Trade Like the Pros and a new program to teach you how to create algorithms for yourself. It comes out Saturday. Excuse me. It's going to be $3,000 on Saturday, and it's going to have payment plans. It's going to be $3,000 up front, or you can split it into 2 payments of $2,000 on Saturday and $2,000 next month, or you could split it into 5 payments of $1,000 a month for 5 months. If you want it, cool. If you don't, cool. If you can afford it, buy it. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Saturday, I will release the program. I will introduce it Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to have a live webinar. I'm going to teach a couple of things for free. And then I'm going to open up the ability to enroll and trade like the quants. It's going to be a program that teaches stocks, bonds, options, futures, Forex, and crypto. And it's also going to teach you how to develop your own algorithms. And our courses come with a full 24/7 AI teaching assistant that you can ask questions to the AI in real time. And we also have a 24/7 customer service AI. And then we have an 8-hour human. We have a human 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, that will help as well. And then I teach a couple times a week and live trade a couple times a week. Okay? That comes out Saturday at 11 a.m. If you want to join, it's free to join. I'm going to teach a whole class, and then I'm going to open the program. I'm very straightforward. I'm very direct. I don't sell dreams. I'm not trying to hide shit. That's what it is. You want to join? Cool. You don't? Cool. It is what it is. Either way, we're going to run up the bag over here, just like you see us doing right now in real life, right in front of you. $15,000 is 10:18 in the morning. So when y'all see me post those posts on social media of the community winning and me winning, now y'all been able to see it, touch it, and feel it for yourself in real life. Okay? Jeffrey said close out $150K funded account today. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Jeffrey made over $200,000 in live trading payouts last year from the exact same strategies that I taught. And he never traded before joining my program. Congrats, Jeff. Cassidy just said, I made $1,200 with Plos this morning. I'm sorry, Rico. Rico just said, I just made $1,200 with the Post algo, met my goal for the day. Congratulations, Rico. Love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, congratulations. Drop all your wins in the win chat in Discord too, so we can celebrate with and for you all. Nikki says, does a funded account mean not your money? If so, how do you get paid if it's not your money? Good question, Nikki. So I teach you how to trade your money, your real cash. And I also teach you how to pass prop firm evaluation challenges where you can use their money. So getting funded means you've passed a prop firm evaluation. Okay, so we see a buy signal just came in here on the Qs on the 5-minute chart. Okay, on the stock. So we see we had already got paid off the futures. So that's another thing. You could get paid $1,000 a day in different asset classes. So, and I'm telling y'all, $1,000 a day in these markets is light work. It's not a lot of money. I know it's a lot of money to a lot of people who may be making working jobs and corporate jobs, and you got to do all that shit to make whatever your salary is. I get it. I understand. And y'all see me click a couple buttons at like 9, 10, turn on the algo and make $15,000. I know. It's also an eye-opening experience. You might have been once blind and now you see. But here's the thing. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you learn it, you can't unlearn it, and nobody could take it from you. Which is why I teach the data, the math, and the strategies. So yes, getting funded means that you have passed a prop firm evaluation. You are now funded with their money, and you could use their money to trade, and y'all split the profits. Typically, you could keep the first $25,000 that you make using their money, and then after that $25,000, you split it 90-10. But it also just depends on what prop firm you're using. Okay? Hopefully that answers your question. Melissa said she just locked in $2,400 on futures. Congratulations, Melissa. And y'all see, again, men lie, women lie. These are everyday people just like y'all, everybody. Because some of y'all be like, oh, Dion, you licensed, you're a professional trader, you should be making that money. I am. Thank you. Hallelujah, holla back. I'm very grateful. But you see people in the program making the money as well. So it's not just me. Because I want you all to learn how to do it. I'm Gucci. I never got to work another day in my life. And I'm super grateful to say that. But I want y'all to be able to get to that level as well. Okay, so we can see some more selling pressure coming in the market. The S&P stock never generated a buy signal. The Qs did generate a buy signal and some selling came in. The IWM did generate a buy signal and some selling came in. The Dow Jones never generated a buy signal. So now what I'm looking for is when the Qs generate a sell signal, then I'm going to get in that Q trade. Yep, that's exactly what I'm waiting for. Yep. So I'm waiting for these to generate sell signals. And when they do, if they do today, between now and 11, I'll hop in. If not, I'm not pressed to get into a trade over here in the stock or options. We just made 15 bands in the futures. So I'm not pressed to get into another trade. If you hit your profit target for the day already, go on about your business. You shouldn't trade anymore. Congratulations, Melissa. Murdy said, hey, Dion, what do you mean by creating your own algos? I'm going to teach you how to create your own algorithms, just like we create them. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Listen, I don't gatekeep. I want everybody to win. You eating and you making money in this market. Melissa making 2,400, Rico making 1,200, Cassidy making 4,000. Ain't taking no money away from me. I want everybody to eat. So I want to teach you. And because I know how to do it, me not teaching you, first of all, I think that I believe this is kind of wrapped up in my calling and my purpose in life. But also, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not like, I see the yellow brick road, I got my gold, I'm going to keep it all to myself. That's not me. That's not the type of person I want. I want everybody to eat. I'm going to teach you how to fish so that you can fish for yourself. I believe in algorithmic trading, quantitative trading, and investing. I have a team of quantitative developers that work with and for me and take my strategies and create them into algorithms. So I want to teach you how to do the same thing. Okay? You can make a kabillion jillion dollars. Ain't gonna take no money away from me. You know what I'm saying? You making it in these markets. I want y'all to win. I want you to eat. And I want to brag on you. I want to say, I want to post on my Instagram and Facebook and all that. Melissa just made $2,400 today. I want to say, Cassidy made $4,000 today. I want to say Rico made $1,200 today. I want to say Jeffrey got funded for $150,000. I want to say that these people are in my program making this money and they ain't never did this before in their life. And I taught them and they running it up. So I want to do that in general. I love when the light bulb go off for you all, but then also I'm in a business. I want to market and promote my people learning from me and running it up. You see what I'm saying? I want that. The more I brag on y'all, the more y'all make, the more and more people want to join the program. So for me, it's a self-serving ecosystem. I want to help y'all learn and I want to help y'all make as much money as y'all can because I genuinely want that. And then I also want to do that because more people are going to be like, let me see if this shit is real. Let me see, are they really making this money? Let me see, is he really teaching this? Can they really do that? And you're seeing it right now. It's 88 people in here, right? Cool. Relatively speaking, that's not a lot of people, right? It's in the Trade Like the Pros Discord, it's like 800 to 1,000 people in there. So let's call it 10% of the people are here today, right? And I got probably over 500,000 people on my collective email list, and I got like 20,000 students worldwide, right? So collectively speaking, it's 330 million people in America. So me helping 20,000 people is great, but that ain't even that's not even 1% of the American population. You feel what I'm saying? So like, I want more people to learn about it and know about it. And I want people to be able to take this seriously and change their life because it changed my life. I started my first live trading account with $1,500. If I could do it. Okay. Tennille said, repeat the offer. Tennille, I ain't repeating nothing for you because you DM'd me the other day talking about you've been making all that money off of these free signals I've been giving you, and you ain't even been posting them. Tennille used to be in one of my programs a couple of years ago. And she actually came to one of my Tennille, didn't y'all come to one of the live workshops? I think maybe Mexico or Costa Rica or something like that. Her and her husband. We linked up with them in Orlando too before. So I'm just messing with Tennille. I'll tell y'all here in a second. Lisa says Trump is considering a 90-day pause on tariffs, all current countries except China. So maybe that was the news that just came out that sent the market up for a minute. Cool. And then the market shot up for a minute off of that, and now a lot of selling pressure is coming back in. So cool. If he do that, cool. If he don't, cool. I don't. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all see, if that was the news that generated that event and the market took off, cool. We made money off of it, right? Did you see me look at any chart pattern, first of all, that don't exist? Did you see me yelling at the screen, chasing the market? No. Y'all see me very calmly go in here an hour ago, turn on my algorithms, and I've been sitting here talking to y'all for an hour and a half. And the algorithm has made $15,000. I don't like this. I stick to math and I stick to data. Okay, so I see the breaking news. U.S. stocks turn around after Trump aide said they might do a 90-day pause. Cool. I don't care. Because we stick to math and data, and our math and data is backtesting and considering all of these dynamics, analyzing the market and using math to find high probability entry and exits. This is why I tell y'all professionals don't use or care about chart patterns. The shit ain't real. And I don't care. I'm just going to stick to the math and the data. And look, that little buying pressure that came in off that announcement ain't really did nothing. Because you got to think, remember, before the market opened, it closed at $424 on the QQQ Friday. When it opened at 408. So it was already down $16. So that turnaround from that news announcement went up to 440. And now the market is back right at 420. The market for the S&P closed at 505. It opened today at 488, $17 drop. It went up to 523 and now it's right back to 499 because the longer trend is still down. So unless that market shot up and pushed all the way through all of the longer trend data, it was a high probability, boom, and we just got a sell signal. So now we got a sell signal. So now at 10:30, we got a sell signal. At 10:35, if this is still in a sale, if it's still red at 10:35, I'm going to go and take an option trade right in front of y'all manually. And that's it. I'm just going to wait for that 1 bar confirmation. Now look, I'm going to put a line here. We got the sell signal at 4:21. Okay? This is when the algo generated the sell signal. Now, because I'm going to be doing this with options and I'm doing it manually, I'm just going to wait for another bar. Could I take it right now? Yes, I could. Okay, let's see what the futures are doing over here. All right, very soon. It's not very soon. I don't want to speak in definites. It's a high probability that if this selling pressure keeps selling, that the algo is going to generate a sell signal, and you'll see us potentially make money on the downside. So we've already made 15,000 this morning off the buy side. If the selling pressure continues, we might make some money off the sell side. Let's see. I'll keep it on this screen while we continue to answer questions. Okay. Todd said in different asset classes, same algos. Yeah, we have multiple different algos, but right now today, we focusing on posts on all these asset classes. And you see it working on all these asset classes. Okay. All right. Chad, Dion, that was the post algo you used, right? Yes. I've been using Maverick, but not having the success rate I like so far. Okay, so yeah, so make sure that your parameters are what is suggested in the program. Make sure your risk is your personal risk is where you desire it to be. And then make sure that the strategy that you are using is what's suggested or what you've back tested and go from there. And then Wednesday, I'll have another private session for TradeKlub, and I'll answer some more like specific stuff for the private community. Right now, I'm just having an open forum for anybody in the public. Okay.
That's fine.
All right, so yeah, so it's still some buying pressure coming in, which is another reason why I didn't take that initial sale just yet. All right, it said 420-ish. Okay, some buying pressure came in there. I want to wait. I wanted it for a 1 bar confirmation, so I wanted to wait for that, just because I seen there's some consolidation and a little manipulation. Okay, Melissa said, thanks, I'm done for today. Yep, my pleasure. Jen said, I trade small, but I made $375 out of the strategy you taught me years ago. Congratulations. As you see what she just said years ago, we've been doing this for a long time. We ain't just popped up on the internet. Okay, we've been doing this for a long time. Congratulations, Jen. Timothy said, so with the Trade Like the Pros $100 plan, do you show us how to set up the algos for the prop firms? So Timothy, the Trade Like the Pros, so the $100 is a subscription to TradeKlub. So I want us to be super clear. Trade Like the Pros is the name of the company and like our signature program. TradeKlub is just a monthly subscription where you get the TradeKlub mini course, and you get access to the live streams of me live trading Monday and Wednesday. So it does come with a course. It does not come with algorithms for $100. And it does not come with the prop firm course. Okay? That's in the higher programs. For the $100 a month, you get the mini course that teaches you it teaches you the #1 strategy in all professionalism trading. and teaches you how to do that manually. And you get access to these live trading sessions where you could trade with me manually. Okay, so at 10:35, it's about to be 10:35. We're going to go to Robinhood. I'm going to take this trade live right in front of y'all. Okay. Okay. Now, some of y'all who traded live with me last month, y'all seen me make $230,000 last month right in front of y'all. And y'all seen me take that bread out. And I started this month with 25,000. Last week, we made $11,000. So now I'm going to go to the QQQ. I'm going to go trade options. Okay. I'm going to look to buy a put. Look to buy a put, meaning I think the market is going to go down. I'm going to buy at least 7 days worth of time, 7 days minimum. So I'm going to buy it 7 days out. So my expiration is 14 days away. I'm going to go to the at the money, looking for a delta. Looking for a delta of 0.5. All this shit is in the way. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm looking for the 0.5 delta right here. It's going to cost me $1,700. Okay, see, it cost me $1,700 to buy that put. I'm going to submit the order. Like, what the fuck just happened? Did we submit the order? Okay, we submitted the order, pending order. If we get filled, cool. If I don't get filled, cool. But that's what I did. Okay, we just got filled. So we got filled. So now I'm in this put. It cost me $1,700 and $1,769. Okay. If the QQQ goes down, so what did I get? 421. Okay. I got 7 days of time. I bought 7 days of time. I'm not going to hold it for 7 days because when you buy a naked option, theta and time decay is going against you. Okay. So the maximum that I would hold this would be till Friday. If it continues to go in my favor from a time perspective, the longest I would hold this trade would be Friday. Okay. If it goes in my favor and I get 50% return, I will start adjusting my stop loss. So now I'm going to set my stop loss. I bought to open. I'm never going to risk my whole premium. So I have to sell to close it. So I'm going to sell. I'm going to do a stop limit order. I spent $1,769 to get in this trade. So let's call it $850 as half of that. So I'm going to set my limit price to $855. And I'm going to set my stop price to $850. And I'm going to set my time in force to good until cancel. And now I'm going to submit this as my stop loss order. So now I can protect my money. So now I'm never going to risk my entire profit. The maximum I'm willing to risk is $850. So now I'm up 5%. I'm already up $100. Look at that, right in front of y'all, real money, right? Look, we got in 420, the signal came in. We got the 421 put. The market is already at 416. We already up 2%. And I really only care about percentages. So when this goes up 50% if it goes up 50% in my favor, then I'm going to move that stop loss from 50% of risk. Then I'm going to lock in 25% of profit, and I'll just keep adjusting it every 25% until either I get stopped out or Friday, I'm just going to get out of the trade. So yes, everybody, we're up $140 on this trade right now that I'm taking in front of you in real life. Now, trading and investing is personal. This is for educational and informational purposes only, but I'm showing you I paid $1,769 for it, and right now the market value is $1,929. I'm up $160 right now, real life, right in front of you from this algorithm. I'm not hoping, I'm not wishing, I'm not guessing, I'm not praying, I'm not doing no chart patterns, I'm not doing none of that bullshit. And it just came out. CNBC just said that the 90-day tariff pause was fake news and that Trump didn't say that. So now the market might be getting ready to sell off something crazy. And if it do, guess where we at? We in the right side. Okay? Now IWM, boom, just got a sell signal. I was literally just about to say, we might get a sell signal. But we got a sales signal on IWM. So I'm going to wait until 10:45, see if this is still in a sales signal. And if it is, I'm going to go and buy a put on IWM. That's it. The algorithm is doing all the work, everybody. Men lie, women lie. These results are right in front of you in real life with real money. It is what it is. And this is free game. So anybody in this trade, right? Whether you took the trade or not, it's personal. It's up to you. But if you took it when I took it, you up 5%. Now, if I would have bought 10 contracts, I would be up $1,000 right now because it's just percentages, right? Because 10 contracts times $100 of profit, I would be up $1,000 right now. We got into this trade 3 minutes ago. That's it. It's really simple. I keep shit very simple, very straightforward. Math, data, algorithms, stick to the rules, risk management. That's it. This is what professional traders do. We do all of our work on the back testing and the data analysis and the forecasting, all of that. And then we generate them into computer programs, computer algorithms, and you could choose to trade it fully automatically or semi-automatically. Semi-automatically means that the algo generates the signal and gets in and you get out manually. Or the algorithm just generated a signal fully automatically and then I decided to go in and take that trade manually on the options. That's semi-automatic. In the futures, you've seen the trade fully automatically for me and we made 15 bands already. Now, if the selling pressure picks up and it generates a sell signal between now and 11 o'clock, you'll see it take another trade. After 11 o'clock, I'm not going to be here. I'm finna go chill on the beach. Matter of fact, I got a massage planned. I'm finna go get a massage. I'm going to go chill on the beach, and then I'm getting a massage at 3 o'clock while my money works for me, okay? And I'm going to take some of that money that I just made from the market, and I'm going to send me a percentage of it to myself, and I'm going to go live the life that I want to live. Okay? That's it. It's really that simple. Okay, we was up 150. Could I have taken that $150 out? Yes. Cool. And now it's turned around. We got some buying pressure coming into the market. Honestly, truly, I don't care. I got into it. It's a high probability. I've already set my stop loss. I'm only willing to risk 850 in this trade. If it goes in my favor, 50%, that would be $850. I would lock in at least $425 at 25%, and I would keep adjusting it. That's it. It's really that simple. Jane says she hit her profit target over 5 accounts, totaling $2,600. Congratulations, Jane. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Tennille said passed another eval. She up 3K. Well, congratulations, Tennille, getting all of our free signals, making all of that money. She was in Mexico. Okay, she came to visit in Mexico. So I do annual retreats. I'm planning out our annual retreat right now. This year, I'm trying to do it in Vegas. Last couple of ones we did in Costa Rica and we did in Cancun and stuff like that. Murdy said, with Pulse, do we use the latest signal to enter the trade? Yes. If you've missed one of the signals, I would stay away from it. Wait for the current signals, right? Because everything, we're doing this in real time. All right, look, the market just tanked. It's a lot of volatility just came in the market because we was just up $400. We have $500, everybody. The market is starting to pick up on the downside. Whatever is going on, we up 30%. We have $500 right now. Another live real trade right in front of you. Now we have $600. When it goes to 50%, I'm going to go. Now we have 40%. We have $700. This is an option. We already got paid in the futures. That's a completely separate asset class. Now this is a lot of volatility coming in the market. Okay. You can see we were just up 700. Now we have 800. Okay. And we can adjust the stop loss when we go at 50%. Right now, it's a lot of volatility in there. I'm going to let it chill. But when it goes up 50%, I'm going to cancel that stop loss order. And then I'm going to go and lock in at least $400. Okay. So I like this actually. I love volatility. Volatility equals liquidity. So it's a big battle going on right now. What I predict that battle is that people are trying to figure out if the announcement was from the White House, if it was real or if it was fake. And either way, that volatility about to pick up. And if they find out that it was fake, you think that joint just fell that quick to $600, $700 that fast? If they find out that that news was fake, you're going to see a historic fall today. If it happens to be real, maybe the market turn around. I don't care. I'm already got my stop loss. I always put my stop loss on. I always protect the bag. But if it comes out that that joint was fake, you might see $100,000 on this trade. And you see me trade it, and you see me take it in real life. Okay? Okay. Cool. It is what it is. I know we only risking 850. If the market, so y'all know we got in 421. And if y'all see the market fall below 421, and every dollar y'all see it fall under 421, just know that that put option is running it up. If we win, cool. If we don't, I only risk 850. Okay. Murdy said, also EMA, where's the best entry place? Da 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 da. Hit that price. What do you recommend? Thanks for answering all of my questions. Yeah, I would follow the signals. And then if you want another confirmation, I would wait until one bar after the signal. Do not overcomplicate it. Follow the step-by-step process. And then if you want another confirmation, just wait until the next bar is in the same direction of that signal. Keep it super simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Because what happens when you overcomplicate and you got all this shit going on the charts and all that, you start to get analysis paralysis. And then you get too overwhelmed and then you don't do nothing. So I like simplicity. I like math. I like a step-by-step process. E2006 said, do you only use Robinhood? I'm only using Robinhood for this example so that everybody can keep it simple and follow these examples. We have our own platform called Total that's in the process of being built, and it's in a private beta right now. So really, I only use our platform. Okay. And you can see this algorithm is up $7,000. I'm laughing because I know for a lot of people, the shit really do be unbelievable. Like it be, I know. That's why I really don't talk a lot about how much I make. I really just talk more about the community. Update, Reuters just came out that it was fake news. Oh, baby. Just came out that it was fake news. Let's see if the market responds. Let's see. The market is at 419. So if it really get confirmed that it was fake news and it hit the networks, CNBC, Bloomberg, and it hit the social media, we need more confirmation. But let's see. Okay, yeah. We're about to roll over into our Total platform, which is why I called it Total, because you're going to be able to trade stocks, bonds, options, futures, forex, and crypto all in one Total platform. But I'm using Robinhood today to execute that trade in this example because not everybody is familiar with trading and investing. I just want to keep stuff super simple. Lisa put up $4 signs. I'm assuming that's you made a lot of money, Lisa. Congrats. Levy said, I think that's DeAndre, just passed another $100,000 eval. Appreciate you, my dog. Congratulations. Love to hear it. Georgia said, are you in the TLT program? I took the 7-day. He said, I took the 7-day first, which I recommend, then I joined TradeKlub. Listen to what he just said. He joined the $27 program, the 7-day funded trader challenge. And he just got funded with a $100,000 account. And then he joined the TradeKlub program for $100. All right. And this is a free session. So however much money y'all making off of this is a free session. This is free, open to the public. Y'all watching this in real life. Kirby says, how can I access this live later? I'm at work and I'm missing a lot. You can only access this live if you are in the community. We record everything and we drop them in the community. If you are not in the community, you do not get the replays. Okay. Sometimes I'll drop the free replays on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Trade Like the Pros. Cheryl said, stop it, but enjoy it. Not sure what she meaning, but it seems like she was laughing. So, oh, I'm going to the beach. Yeah, for sure. We got 10 minutes left. You best believe I'm in Miami. We already up 15 bands for the day. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm finna go chill. Okay. Georgia said, hey, Dion, I just finished the 7-day challenge and I'm ready to get a funded account, but I'm afraid of not being able to manage it and losing it. Fear and faith can't live in the same heart, Georgia. And there's nothing I can do to help you with that. Fear and faith can't live in the same heart. You took the challenge, you took the 7-day challenge. You have all the tools. I taught you. There's nothing I can do to help you with your fear. You have to get over that personally. Okay. Any suggestions on options? I would suggest joining a program that teaches you how to trade options if you don't know how to trade options, whether that's my program or not. Okay. If you don't know how to trade options, do not trade them. Take a course that teaches you how to trade options. Okay. Whether that's my program or not. Do not do anything that you don't know how to do, everybody. That's not trading and investing. That's gambling. And I don't want that for you. Okay? Learn first, period. Learn factual, proven, data-driven stuff. Then practice in the sim for free. Then start on your money with a smaller account or other people's money, depending on what asset class you trade. But if you do not know how to do it, do not do it. Okay? Period. Learn first. Okay. I sound like a villain with that laugh. Are you taking option signals from Pulse? Yeah, this is what I explained. We've only been looking at Pulse this whole session today. Now, this is not my algorithm that I send the free signals on. That's from my hedge fund. You got to be a hedge fund client for that. But I'm walking you through right now that the exact same mathematical strategies that I teach you in the course, you can use to take stocks, options, futures, forex, and crypto trades if you know how. Okay. Lisa says, please tell, oh, that's a good, she said, please tell about how the market got started. I'm going to show y'all something. Well, I'm going to tell y'all something and then I'm going to show it to you. Let me before I get into that, because that's going to probably take me on a rant. David said he up $2,700 on Pulse in Motion. Congratulations. Love to hear it. Love to see it. DeAndre said, will you be able to have your crypto with the platform that you're making, your keys? Yeah. C. Spivey said he up $600. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Jabril said, is it the $100 course where you drop the replays? Every course, if I'm doing something live, you will get the replays for that. Okay. Right now, our option probably getting hit. Market's up $25, but again, my stop loss is there. And that doesn't really seem too strong, but we'll see. Veronica said, did you ever release your options course? Back in the day, but the new program releases this Saturday. David said he in between surgeries. David is a doctor. He in between surgeries did some of these signals and he made $2,600. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Congratulations. Love to hear it. All right, now let me talk about a couple of things before we get lead, because we got 5 minutes left. Saturday at 11 a.m. So we're going to send out an email. We're going to send an announcement in the Discord, et cetera, okay? Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, this Saturday, April 12th. I'm going to release the Trade Like the Quants program. It's going to be a hybrid of the new Trade Like the Pros program and the algorithmic program. And I'm going to teach you how to trade stocks, bonds, options, futures, forex, and crypto. And I'm also going to teach you how to develop your own algorithms. On Saturday, the program will be $3,000. After Saturday, it will go back to its normal price of $5,000. Okay. On Saturday, you can pay one payment of $3K and you get the full joint mastery program. Or on Saturday, you get split pay. One payment of $2K on Saturday and one payment of $2K on May 12th, which will be a month later, which will be a $4,000 total. Or on Saturday, you could split it to 5 payments of $1,000. So $1,000 Saturday and then $1,000 for the next 4 months. That's it. If you want the program, cool. If you don't want the program, don't join. If you could afford the program and you like the way I show you stuff so far, join. If you cannot afford the program, do not join. Boom. That is it. I'm going to teach you some stuff on Saturday. I'm going to open up the course for enrollment. If you want it, cool. If you don't, cool. Either way, we're going to trade and we're going to run up the bag. Okay? That's for you, Tennille. And anybody that's interested in joining the new program that's coming Saturday. Okay? Inner Circle, you all get the new program for free as a free upgrade. And anybody that's currently in Trade Like the Pros that paid over $3,000, you get the course as a free upgrade as well. If you paid under $3,000 for your total price, then you have to pay the difference. Okay? But again, if you already in the program, you paid over $3K, you just get the free upgrade. I'm not trying to price gouge or squeeze everybody out of a couple pennies. It's not what we do. But if you've never joined the program of Trade Like the Pros specifically, or you paid under $3,000, you do have to pay the difference. Now, on Saturday, it's going to be $3,000 or those payment plans that I talked about. After Saturday, it's going to go up to just the regular price of $5,000. So if you pay on Saturday, you're going to get that price. Listen to me. If you miss the price, you miss the price. So like when I said Trade Like the Pros, I launched it last year and it came with the motion algo, and I've never released the motion algo again, and people be begging me to get the motion algo. I promise you, what I say, I mean. So if you miss it Saturday at $3,000 or the payment plan and you don't want to get in for whatever reason Saturday, it's cool. Just know that the following day, it will be $5,000 minimum. And it's nothing you could do to convince me to take it back down to $3K. Okay? All right. Rita said, is the $3K a one-time fee? Yeah. $3K one-time fee for the program. Okay? All right. So we got a couple minutes here. I'm going to give you a little history lesson for those of you all who may or may not know. The United States capital markets started as the slave trade. So the exact location of Wall Street to this day, right now, is the original location of the slave market. If you don't believe me, first of all, Google it. But last week, I had the pleasure of being at the New York Stock Exchange. And last week, I walked down to Water Street. So this is some stuff you can see me at the New York Stock Exchange last week. You can see this video. I was live on the floor at the New York Stock Exchange. Because I do this in real life, by the way, just in case you didn't know. And this was just last Wednesday. I was there, shot a bunch of interviews, content, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. If you're on Instagram, you can't see my thing. Just don't worry about it. Let me put this in the Slack real quick. I thought I had put it in there, but let me put this in here just so y'all can see. I thought I had put it in there, but excuse me. Let me show y'all in real life. I was at the exact location of the slave trade where it started. Okay. And so for those of you all who don't know, the current location of Wall Street was the original slave market and futures. So I'm licensed in futures. So you see, this is a plaque. The New York Municipal Slave Market. This is at the corner of Water Street and Wall Street in New York. This is the plaque. I walked down there specifically. I wanted to get this picture because I share this story often. So slaves were bought, sold, and traded at this original location you see right here. And then slaves were used to build the rest of Wall Street. And they begin to create futures contracts to lock in prices for their property that they were buying and selling at this location. And that is how the futures market started in America. This is the corner of Water Street and Wall Street. Right now, you can go there today. I was just there last week. Okay, here's the picture. And then in a couple of seconds, you will see another picture load of me right there. Okay, I don't know why it didn't load. Give me a second. Okay, and so so it becomes the futures market. And then the slave owners wanted to they wanted to create insurance on their property. So then the insurance market was created. So you can see here, this is last Wednesday. This is the location, Water Street and Wall Street. Okay, in real life. So you can Google it, but you can also see this picture. This ain't AI, that's real life. I was actually there. Okay, and so that was the original slave marketplace. They created futures market to create to lock in prices for their slaves. Then the insurance market was created. Okay, no, I didn't put something in Slack. I was showing pictures in that Slack channel from my personal Slack. And then the bankers start giving them loans, and they was using slaves as collateral. And then that marketplace began so big that people started to start businesses around that marketplace because a lot of investors and people with money was there. And then people started to sell equity and ownership and shares in their companies. And that marketplace became Wall Street. And they began to trade those companies that was around there. And boom, it grows into the global market of what it is today. And 1 out of every $9 on the planet that circulates goes through Wall Street. So when I say, and you hear me say that Wall Street was literally built off the back of slaveries, that's not a racist thing. That's not a black thing. That's not a brown thing. That's not a white thing. That's not a colored thing. That's an absolute fact. So the Wall Street, trillions and quadrillions of dollars a day was built off the slaves of your ancestors, off the backs of your ancestors. And the first Black person was not allowed to trade on the New York Stock Exchange until 1971, 1972. So 254 years. 254 years later, because that market was created in the late 1600s. So a Black person was not allowed to trade on the New York Stock Exchange for 254 years. The NASDAQ starts a couple years later with algorithmic and automated trading. And now today in 2020, 2025, people are teaching y'all and talking to y'all about some bullshit chart patterns. So our people have been kept out of the game for 254 years. Then we get in the game and people are teaching y'all bullshit. I want y'all to understand this. and then you getting in the game, and let's just say you get some factual shit, then you trying to trade manually as a human when 80% of all trading across the globe is algorithmic. So y'all was playing spades while people been playing chess for hundreds of years, and you didn't even know the game existed. Then you finally found out that the game existed, and then you was taught some shit that ain't even really real and don't even exist, and professional traders don't use it. And then once you finally get past that, you fighting with your fist against robots. You taking guns against tanks. You got on boxing gloves and they using lasers and cybersecurity. The math don't math. We got to make it make sense. So this is why I only teach the math. I only teach the data, and I teach algorithms, because you got to know what the real game is. You have to be prepared with the right tools to play in the real game. And then you have to be prepared with the right math and strategies to have a chance to perform in the real game. Okay? So that's your history lesson. The algorithms got into 2 trades. We made 15 bands, right? Hallelujah, holla back. I got into 1 option trade. We're currently down. All right, we down 30%. Okay, so I'm down, let's call it $500 on here. We did go up $600 or $700. The market was volatile. Again, my stop loss is already set. It is what it is. If I lose, cool. If I don't lose, cool. But if I lose $850, then you subtract that from the $15,000 I already made, I'm still up net $14,000 for the day. It's 11 o'clock. Risk management. And cool, it also shows you I don't win every trade, I don't lose every trade. But risk management is built into every trade that I do. And we take high probability signals. And I don't know about you, my first corporate job when I got done playing professional baseball was $36,000. I just made a minimum of $14,000. I'll take that. I'm grateful. I'm cool. Okay? All right, y'all. Love, light, peace, wealth, great health, and abundance to each of you all. Congratulations on your wins. If you're not in the Discord, you can scroll in that Zoom, join the free Discord. You ain't got to pay nothing. You can just get in there, ask questions, connect with the community, see if the winnings is real and all of that. It is what it is. If you want to join the course, the new program comes out Saturday, 11 a.m. I'll do a teaching workshop, and then I'll open it up. And then, post your wins in the win chat, and enjoy your day. I'm about to go have a meeting and chill on the beach and go get a massage. Okay? And the market will pay for it. All right? Peace.
Peace.